Meow. Let's check out what job needed the most changes. Probably Y-Mage. Presence of mind, last 15 seconds. Going to 3 seconds, sacred sight, 30 seconds still. Okay, that's the same. Ethereal shift, still quickly dashes 15 yards forward. That's good. Cure 3. Nothing's changed. I keep getting beta by this little orange dot. Let's see. Restoration. Tetragrammaton restores target's HP. Potency 700. It's the same. Plenary Indulgence. Wait, what? Plenary Indulgence changed? Grants confession to self and nearby party members. Party members under the effect of confession will receive additional healing upon receiving HP recovery via Medica 3, Cure 3, or Replace Rapture. Now also triggers an additional healing effect upon receiving... Oh! Medica 3, okay. It's like baiting you, kind of. It's kind of like baiting you. Dia, it's just a potency increase. I believe this is the same. No changes here. Flatus Misery, 1320. Still the same as the Mediator. Temperance increases healing magic by 20% while reducing damage taken by self and all party members within a radius of 50 alms. Pretty sure it's the same. Grants Divine Grace lasts for 30 seconds. Glare 3, no changes. Oof. No potency changes yet. Clear 4, deals unexpected damage. Oh, 640. So this got buffed. Okay, this is nice. This is good. This is good. Y-Mage kind of needed a damage buff because its damage was like kind of dog shit in the preliminary build. So, granted, this is like nothing. They needed like a lot more than, what is this? 70 potency? They got like a 70 potency increase? Yikes, that's kind of cringe because that means you only get 210 potency every 2 minutes. That's actually really bad. Unfortunate. Okay, Y-Mage will probably need more balance changes coming in the normal and savage patches. Medica 3 is new. Divine Grace. Okay, does this change at all? Creates a barrier around self and all party members near you that absorbs damage equivalent to a heal of 400 potency. Duration 10 seconds. Why is this... Dude, why is this 10 seconds? This is so dog shit. Do they like not know how to like play Y-Mage or like balance Y-Mage? Why is this 10 seconds? Because this 10 seconds is the shield duration. This isn't even like the regen. The regen's 15 seconds. That's so stupid. This should be at least 30. Why is this not 30 seconds? This needs to be 30. It needs to be 30 seconds. It should act like a sucker, neutral sec shield, whatever. That's so dumb. It's so dog shit. Actually dog shit. I'm gonna say it one more time. It's actually dog shit, just to get the point across. Swift cast, 40 seconds. It's the same. Dude, Y-Mage is like, oh, I'm actually so disappointed in them, honestly. Like, I'm actually so disappointed. Whatever. It'll get changes probably in the normal savage patches. I mean, granted, it's still really strong. It's just like it needed potency. It didn't really get the potency it needed. And this needs to be 30 seconds. Outside that, I mean, honestly, it's fine. I'm just disappointed in the... I'm more disappointed in the Divine Crest change. But it's whatever, honestly. It'll get changed. There's no way it doesn't get changed going into normal and savage. It's actually so bad. 10 seconds. Like, what the fuck is that? Whatever. Okay, on to the next healer, Scholar. Melissa, thanks so much for tier 145 month resub. Alright, Scholar. Scholar's in this weird spot where the preliminary build, it did kind of bad damage, but also we don't really know the value of Chain Stratagem, so I doubt we're going to see any potency values here. I'm more so curious about the rune too more than anything. Is that still the same or is it changed? So let's find out. Everything looks normal. Change stratagem. Increase from 15 to 20 seconds. Additional effect. Yeah, it's the same. Biolysis doesn't really get an increase in potency. Still the same. Recitation. Looks the same. It's just a 60-second cooldown. Also, I guess it specifies it works on Consultation. Wait, I wonder if that means it doesn't work on Manifestation. No, it does. I think it's just bad wording because I believe Renan, he tested it and he said it worked on Recitation, which is weird why it wouldn't like say that, but I'm guessing like they just assume like player should know ad loquium equals Manifestation and Consultation equals Accession, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Seraph. Text action changes to Constellation upon execution has been removed. Okay. Alright. Constellation can now be assigned to hotbar. Okay, cool. 310, no changes. Baneful, still same, 140, same as Mediator. Consultation, still the same, I think. Seraphism, still grants a regen, 100 potency, not changed. Changes like Liquid to Manifestation, Consultation, Accession. Resets emerge seconds to 1 second, so that is still the same. Nothing's changed here so far. Oh, I guess we could check Rune 2, right? I forgot about that. Rune 2, where are you? Rune 2 deals unexpected damage with potency of 220. So it's the same. I really like that change. I'm actually like super excited for that because that just basically makes Scholar more skill expression-y. Granted, it's very little. You know, it's only a 20 potency, or it's just a 20 potency more, or sorry, 15 potency more loss. Right? Where's Boral 3? Or Boral 4? 310. Yeah, so it only got increased by like, what, 15? So, I mean, it's just an extra 15 potency loss, which I think is good. It just allows more skill expression between scholars who, you know how to play the job a little bit better. So that's cool. Like that. The session. Still the same. Okay. So nothing's really changed about Scholar. It's pretty much the same. Scholar, honestly, Scholar was the word. I wasn't really expecting any changes on Scholar. It's already kind of like an insane job. The only really question mark about Scholar right now is this damage, according to the preliminary numbers. Again, take it with a grain of salt. Also, but I guess it didn't really change going into the live build. Who's surprised? So we might see more changes in the normal mode / Savage patch. Really just depends on the damage of the job. It's kind of like a question mark right now. Astrologian, let's see. Interesting that Combust got changed. That's, I guess to compensate for the less cards at lower levels. That makes sense. ED got an extra charge. New abilities, Astral Draw, Umbral Draw, play 1, play 2, play 3. Looks like, let's see. Restores 20% of maximum MP. Awesome, cool. So it's basically Aether Flow, and this basically makes it MP neutral compared to what it was today. So that's a good change, Basically nothing changes MP wise. I guess the only weird part is that when you press draw now, at least in your opener, you're probably going to like overcap, or I guess in any phase where you're at maximum MP, going into a new phase where you're going to press your draw, it's going to be completely worthless, which may be kind of weird depending, like you may opt to, I guess you can't really delay it. So yeah, I guess you're just screwed if you're at max or like close to max MP. But at that point, you probably don't need it. We'll see. I'm not really sure how it's going to affect the job. That's a good change, So I'm trying to go through these like really fast, which is why I'm speaking really fast. Aspected Helios, the same. Oh wait, now a card from level 40 job quest. Cool, I guess. Combust potency at low levels increased again. Divination effect increased from 15 to 20 seconds, the same. Grant Divining, that's the same. Nothing else changed here. Minor Arcana, it looks the same. Wait, Horoscope changed. Oh. Now upgrades Horoscope to Horoscope Helios upon receiving the effects of Helios conjunction. Okay. Just basically it's this doesn't really change. It's the effect later that's changing. Or the acquirement of a new skill that changes it technically. Neutral Sect, still the same. Increases power by 20%. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, nothing's changed there. Bomb Malefic, still 270. That is to be expected. Astro damage looked kind of insane. But again, we don't really know the power of Divination or / its RDPS. That's kind of like the question mark. But it looked pretty insane in the preliminary numbers. Macrocosmos changed. Oh, wait, it's still 250. Okay, so they did not change this to 270. Interesting decision. Not a bad one. It's just it's a curious one. It's a question mark, you know? It's like, what are they thinking? But yeah, everything in here is still the same. Oracle, okay. Deals unexpected damage with potency of 860. Wait, that's a huge change. Wait, that's 260 potency more. Wait, what's the point of buffing White Mage? Okay, whatever. White Mage needed more buffs than Astro did, but it got the bigger buff. That's like such a question mark, huh? I mean, granted, maybe at lower skill levels, astrologians weren't doing enough damage. Maybe that's their thought process. I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. You can't really... The jobs that have a huge impact on RB DPS are just so hard to balance because, like, it's like a totem pole, right? Like, they're going to be at maximum capacity in a high skill level group that can, like, take advantage of its perks. But the lower down the totem pole you go, the skill levels change. And when you're in a party with, like, 4 gray parsers and, like, 2 okay people and, like, yourself, like, obviously Astro's damage is going to be pretty bad comparatively to what it can be. So maybe that's their thought process on buffing this. It really didn't need this buff though. I'm like really kind of surprised that this got buffed to the extent it did, considering it's more than White Mage, because White Mage gets 210 potency every 2 minutes now, and Oracle only gets it gets a 260 buff. Doesn't make sense, but we'll see. Maybe the damage numbers are off. Who knows? Restores own HP and HP of all nearby party members by 250. Same. Sun sign. Dude. The fact that this is like 15 seconds is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like the fact that the White Mage one is 10 seconds, like not even like the equivalent of 15, right? It's just this one's still 5 seconds longer. It's kind of funny. But the White Mage one should still be 30 seconds long because it's a shield. So it like lasts for 1 hit. Nothing else changed here. Looks like Swift cast still 40. Yeah, it's just okay. Astro looking kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 20% MP. It got its damage buffed when it really didn't need it. All right, cool. Sage. Now this one is the question mark. This one probably had the most going against it going into the Mediator, or going into the expansions from the Mediator. Eucrasia change. The effect Eucrasia 2 is upgraded to Eucrasian Dicrasia. The effect prognosis. Okay, so this is the same. Soteria got its recast time reduced from 90 to 60. That's still the same. Again, this is such a... Like, this is cool. Don't get me wrong. Right? Like, I mean, I'm not really... I didn't really make a video on this, so, like, I can kind of give my opinions on Sage right now. But, like... Sage got, like, really... It really did get the shit into the sticks for upgrades, right? Because, like, real quick, if we scroll down, right? Like, if we scroll down real quick, like, the one thing it gets at level 98 is an increase to 15 seconds on Physis 2. That has to be probably one of the worst upgrades to a like during your leveling process that I could even fathom, right? That is like, it's cool, it's nice, but this should not be a level up reward. This is so fucking bad. Like, this should just be defaulted to 15. And again, I mean, Soteria recast to 60 seconds is nice. It's a nice single target upkeep tool. Issue is that generally single target upkeep is kind of like negligible in in-game content. It's like going to be primarily like a dungeon tool at best. So it is what it is. But let's get back to the thing. Okay, Physis 2 gradually restores own HP and HP of all nearby party members. Nothing's changed. Doses 360 still. Massive potency. This is a massive potency increase. Massive. Double scholars. Which is kind of insane considering like Scholar and Sage are like more or less like close. They're pretty close together now, right? Because like not only did they get double the potency on their filler, they got an extra 600 potency every well, I should say they got an extra 500 potency every 2 minutes, considering you get 2 of the new psychs every 2 minutes, because this is a 60-second cooldown, which means it's a 1200 potency DPS tool every 2 minutes, technically, compared to Baneful Paction, which is 700 every 2 minutes. Yeah, so 500 more every 2 minutes, and then they also get 30 on their filler. Massive DPS increase, honestly. Very surprised by that. The dichotomy between Sage and Scholar is going to be pretty interesting this next expansion, considering Sage's DPS is also pretty lossless, whereas Scholar will still lose damage for using Rune 2, which you do a lot in Prog, and you will lose damage for using Aetherful Heals, which you do a lot in Prog. So really curious to see the disparity between the damage on those two jobs, Scholar and Sage. Now, your Eucrasian Dicrasia deals unexpected damage over time, 40 potency, duration 30 seconds, restores HP to targets under the effect of Cardion granted by you. This action cannot be assigned to hotbar. Okay, so... Oh, wait, effect cannot be Oh, no way, bro. I mean, realistically, this is expected. This is expected. I am disappointed, but this is expected. Dude. I really thought Sage was going to be like a little bit more fun to play, but they really just got fucked. Like I was thinking like maybe they're making like, maybe these changes like they're kind of whatever so that Sage can be like more of a like quote unquote DPS in their eyes healer. But dude, it's just like they really did get fucked this expansion though. Toxicon got changed to 360. This is good because this was a DPS loss, which was kind of weird considering they have no movement tools outside of Toxicon, which you hardly get in a optimized environment because you can only get it from shields breaking on yourself or the single target shield that you place on other players. That's good. Numa also got an increase to be DPS neutral. That's good. It's weird that Macro Cosmos did not get this because essentially they are the same ability. They are a GCD heal that is tied to your damage tool. But Psych, still 600. Massive. This is huge. This is probably the craziest ability they got. Very cool. The equation prognosis doesn't look changed at all. Philosophia increases healing magic by 20%. Lasts for 20 seconds. This has not been buffed at all, which is kind of... I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I still don't really like Philosophia as a like the issue with Philosophia is like it's a 3-minute cooldown that is that is uncontrollable essentially because it's tied to the GCDs that you throw out, which means unless you're losing GCD uptime by holding your GCD so it hits after specific damage intervals, it kind of just feels like ass in most environments. This is going to be a really insane optimization tool, but really realistically outside of optimization, I don't really like this ability. Okay, cool. I mean, that's just the healers. So I'm expecting White Mage changes. I think its potency probably needs to be increased a little bit more. I'm really surprised like Astrologian kind of got buffed. I was really not expecting the Oracle buff to be 260 potency. Unfortunately, no light speed changes like people really want. It's really funny to me too because I was talking to a friend earlier and I was like, dude, they really should have just gave Astrologian the gap. Like, why does White Mage need the gap closer? Like, they have insane movement already. Like, Astrologian realistically should have gotten that gap closer. Is this another Scholar Astra expansion? Nah, this is Scholar Sage is really strong right now. And White Mage and Astra also have like their perks and cons. It's just realistically when it comes down to in-game content, damage is like the only thing that matters for the most part. At least when it comes to bleeding edge progression. So yeah, it just kind of goes down. It comes down to that. At least for the final turn. The first 3 turns you can kind of play whatever you want. Probably the one that has the most utility. But for casual players, honestly, all the healers look really great. I'm more so speaking from a rating POV / like bleeding edge progression. But each job has like Sage's new toolkit is like more balanced for like Opti. I really don't like Philosophia as a prog tool, mainly just because like if you want to use it effectively, you're losing damage. You're like not only are you losing damage by holding your GCD, but you're losing effectiveness of the ability by holding your GCD because that means you're gonna get less procs under it, which you take the total effectiveness out, which feels pretty bad IMO. And also the fact that you can't control it, which means you just have to hope damage lines up with whatever. Whereas like Lilybell only procs on damage, which means it's only going to heal damage. Same with Macro, essentially. And Scholar is 3 minutes tied to your GCD, which gives you complete control over it. Do you think the Y-Mage Capstone will get a range increase to at least match range of Rapture and Medica? Talking about Divine Crest. Oh, Divine Crest needs to change too. Yeah, Divine Crest is so bad. Like it's well, the fact that this is a one use ability is like already pretty bad. Like this should at least be 2 charges. But the fact that this only lasts for 10 seconds is like every shield in the game, Shake It Off, Veil, Consolation, Sucker, Neutral Sect, Aspected Helios. Like every single shield in the game is 30 seconds. Why the fuck is this 10 seconds? Why? It makes no sense whatsoever. Actually just baffling to me. Yeah, Benison needs to change. Benison should be 30 too, but again, I don't really know. Like, it really just feels like there's some changes on here that just feel very awkward. And Y-Mage has always been kind of like that going into expansions, where it's like there's like a few question mark changes going into the expansion, and then usually they fix them on the normal mode patch or the Savage patch when more players start complaining about it. Which I'm assuming they just want people to play the job, which makes sense, right? It's like a test run. Like a lot of people don't really understand that in this game, you are the first 2 weeks of the expansion before the next balance change is you're testing the jobs, right? The players are testing the jobs. And then they take those players' feedback and they put them into action. And like a lot of people expect jobs to be perfect, which is why I'm very critical right now of these changes, because like I think they need to be changed. Like I could say, oh yeah, Y-Mage looks really great, but that doesn't help the job, right? That doesn't fix some of these issues. Because yeah, I mean, it does look great, but there are issues with it, right? That's why I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna get somebody in the comment section that's gonna be like, "Oh, you're super negative. You haven't even played the job yet." But it's just like, true, I have not played the job yet, but I'm being critical of the changes so that they get changed later on, hopefully. And I'm going to be critical when I make my next video on my thoughts about the healers when I get them to a level 100. Outside of that, that's just the healer stuff. So I'm going to, what time is it?